Michael. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Hey, Stuart.
How are you, Matt?
Good, good. How are you? You've had it rough, just like the rest of us, huh?
Yeah, it's been tough. As everyone knows, it's quite clear that everyone knows. Some people have got their own opinions. Some people are negative. Some people are positive. Some people are a little bit in between. I think for the most part, most people are fairly supportive. If we can get, answers to some of the things that have been put out and clarification, and that I think that would really, really help people out. Yeah, like I said, I think most people are not overly impressed with what's gone on, but nobody is. So I'm not sort of suggesting it's only one group of people, but whether that's team members or whether that's community members. But it's the nature of business. Lessons have to be learned. It is as plain as that. I think everybody is clearly aware of that. But onwards and upwards. We've always managed to get past the problems. We've always been optimistic. We can get past the problems, and we can still make StarShip the amazing product that we think it is, and the community deserves. There's no issue with that. It's just a learning curve, and I think that's what all of us have to do.
Yeah. That's one optimistic way to look at it. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, mistakes were made. Trust was put into certain people's hands that it probably should have never be placed in. But hindsight is 20/20, like they say. I do got a question, though, Stuart. Should I talk about good news or bad news first?
Talk about bad news.
Well, I think we already know about all the bad news, so it's only looking up from here. But yeah, there's really nothing else bad that needs to be talked about. I think we kind of laid it all out there. Obviously, the thing with Jason Beyond FOMO, he is going to be doing a report. I mean, he's digging into everything from the launch of StarShip contract, the original owners, to the situation that happened with Jared. A lot of these things get pushed off onto me, and I would gladly fall on the sword and take the blame for it. But the most surprising thing is it's being pushed off onto me from people who are responsible for these little individual things. One of the things, for example, is like Grandpa says, why, which is Brandon Alps, Grandpa says, why wasn't there a multi-signature key for the wallet? Well, that's a damn good question. Why wasn't there a multi-sig key for the wallet? We have the person saying it is the game project manager, and the person who is the ringleader was the CTO for 8 months, who was a security expert. So you tell me why there wasn't a multi-sig key. That's a really good question. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is his fault, this is their fault. But everybody, I would appreciate everybody to think logically through some of the things that are being said, and look at the evidence that is out there and the evidence that's going to be coming out there, and make your own decision. I'm not going to feel any type of way if you decide at the end of the day that my intentions weren't honorable. I didn't act with integrity. I didn't try to do what's best for StarShip. Yes, I get a little pissed off sometimes, but I think considering the circumstances, maybe that's justified, maybe it's not. I try to be as professional as I can, and the professional way of handling this situation, or at least what attorneys tell us and how attorneys tell us to handle it, is to not release anything. Well, we tried that for 5 weeks and we saw what happened. I mean, the morale on the team They were getting beat up. There was nothing that we could say. We try to wait for the law, and you talk to attorneys, and it's just a slow process. So the other day, enough was enough. I had to release the information I had, and I hope you guys can one evening or one day spend the time to listen to all the audio tapes that I put on Telegram. That's important. And I know they're not in chronological order. I'm sure when Jason does his thing, everything will be chronological order. I released the worst ones first. That was, the shorter messages where we knew things had fallen apart, and it was just bad. But that's that, and that's done and over with. Or it's going to be soon. So, on some positive notes, we finally closed the ATM deal. We have the first 60 ATMs will be listed on shortly. I do have to move liquidity from the LP wallet over to the ATM company. There is an update that's going to happen to the website. It starts, we hired the web developer. They start it November 1st, and they will complete it by the end of November. So we're going to have a map on the website with all the different locations you can get StarShip from ATMs. Besides that, there's another company in California that has we're starting off with 60 ATMs, but there's another company in California with 46 ATMs. And my best friend since middle school, one of my best friends, he is one of the majority holders or owners in the first ATM company, and he's friends with the owners of the second ATM company. So there's a software that these ATMs use, and we are going to be putting together a team that will start targeting the companies that utilize this software. And there is over I think there's 100,000 ATMs that use that software, buy and sell or just sell crypto ATMs. So it's just going to be a long-term play. I don't expect anything grand to happen from it, but it will get our brand out there. And each time there's a sale, at the end of the month they'll balance the books. So what we're doing is sending over $10,000 worth of StarShip, $5,000 worth of BNB, and from there they have buy and sell ATMs. So each month or each time they get low, if there was 5,000 sold from the ATM, then they'll do a buyback of $5,000 more StarShip, put that back into the machines. So that process will just continue indefinitely, and we'll see how it goes. We're not making any money from the sales. The margins on those businesses are pretty low, and even if we did make money, it wouldn't be that much. But there is opportunities for people who want to also start that business, and they have the licensing. If you are in the United States, they have licensing in all the states, and they have a centralized exchange releasing, which they're going to list us on, but it's not done yet, so we won't even mention that. But if you are interested in starting a crypto ATM business, reach out to myself on Telegram, preferably, and I can get you in contact with the right people so that you can make that happen. So that's one positive announcement. We have another one. Carlos Chinesta, our original artist for the game, he has started working for us again. He starts full-time October 1st, so in a few days. Right now he's doing part-time because he's transitioning out of his other company. So you will start seeing the same quality art that we saw in the beginning of the game. and I think that's good too. I know there's a couple of space stations that need to get their art done, and if those owners could reach out to us, that would be amazing. Stuart, if you could follow up with them, that would be amazing. I'll pause there for 1 sec before I continue. Is there anything that you think you should ask Stuart regarding all this?
As you was talking, there was a couple of things I wanted to speak about, but now you've put me on the spot. I can't damn well remember. I'll go back to the last thing that you said about the space stations. You're right. There's 4 space stations that we need to get the art to, and get those launched. A couple of them are launched, but it's just changing some of them. So yeah, like you say, they've been needing to be done for a little while.
Yep. Something I want to clarify is, I'm pretty sure that our developers are finalizing the contract for Starship Universe. And so they're still working with Timmer on that deal. As soon as they're done, we're supposed to roll into NFT full time. I was hoping October, November. I'm not sure when it will happen. But we are preparing ourselves for if they don't go with us full time. And we are looking for software engineers in Puerto Rico, which I am located now. And we have our office set up. So we have our office. We are looking for front end and back end developers, and there are some very good quality ones here. There's an engineering school pretty close by, and it seems to be a nice little hub for technology companies. They've been given quite a large sum of money for grants to encourage technology companies to come into Puerto Rico, and one of those grants we applied for, which we get mentorship, we get connections to other larger companies, and and investors who may potentially want to come in with Starship. The average money that they've raised per company is $2 million, and they provide $25,000 grant, which is amazing. So that's one thing. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket or put all my faith in one person. So I always have some type of plan B if necessary, if you know what I mean. So in terms of Stuart, I should pause each time I talk about something. What do you think? You got anything?
Yeah, that's amazing. There was a couple of issues. Well, sorry, not issues. It's the wrong word. But things that I'd like to go back on, if that's okay. So there's something with the ATMs. What does that actually mean for Starship holders? Is that basically sort of like free marketing and free advertising for whenever people use those specific cash machines?
Yeah.
Because
So we'll be the 5th token listed on there. I think they have XRP, Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then it'll be us. So it's, there's people who go there and they buy Bitcoin every day, small amounts, large amounts. I don't know if they do it for, poker or, some people are older. They like to do things in person. I'm not sure why anybody would do that instead of a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance.us. But they do it, and they do it a lot.
It's convenience, I guess. I don't think we have them in this country. Someone's probably going to tell me I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, we don't have them.
Yeah, they do have them. You can actually look them up, and just look up like Bitcoin ATM near me or whatever. But they're all over the place. You'd actually be really surprised. So.
Okay. And going back to it towards the game, so with the liquidity of it going, what's going to be the plan of getting money back to the liquidity pool? Or
yes. So we talked to KuCoin the first day when all of this happened. They froze the account. We had our attorney, our in-house counsel, email them and we also spoke with the FBI. They sent all the information that we provided to the. I mean, they presented it to the cyber crimes people. If they don't take it, then they're going to, like, if they don't take the case, they're going to give it to the local law enforcement, because there is a smaller internet crimes thing and in the local law enforcement of San Juan. So it's up in the air. They know that all they have to do is send an email to the KuCoin people, and they'll provide the information. So they know it's not that difficult to do. They did request information on all parties involved in the incident that is taking place. The coordinated resignations and it took quite a bit of time to provide everything. But I'm not holding back. Just so you guys know, I'm done. I'm not done with StarShip, but I'm done being taken advantage of. So, I strongly suggest if you're in that group of people taking advantage of myself, my team, our families, StarShip community, then I strongly suggest you knock it off, because I'm not playing. I'm going 100%. I'm done with it. So, keep it up. If you ever did take advantage of StarShip, watch out. If you ever did sell your tokens early, watch out. If you ever did, on inside information, watch out. If you took money from the liquidity pool, sent it to Bitmart, moved it off, sold it, made a video telling people to buy the token, watch out. I'm done with it. So it's really that simple. We're here to build a product, and for whatever reason, people think that it's acceptable what they're doing. So I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But I'm not holding back. So that's where I'm at with it. You got any questions on that, Stuart?
No, and I think that's quite evident of your take on it. You've taken the gloves off, and it's a fist fight now, and debatable of how it's going to turn out, because for a lot of the time, and exactly like you said about people listening to the audio tapes, a lot of the time it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and things can be taken in such ways and turned around just by the tone of voice, so
that's the thing with people. It's like, oh, I'm going to steal this from you, and then you turn around and get pissed off, yell, scream, whatever, and then they say, well, they justify it. They say, well, I stole that from you because everybody look at him yell and scream. Yeah. When you're yelling and screaming because you were stolen from. And people, it's constant. They do something, and then they justify their actions by trying to discredit you or your family or your friends or your team. And this is a constant, nonstop, repeating thing. But what I ask is everybody to look at the actual things that happened. I didn't sell my tokens early. I didn't sell my tokens early when people were being whitelisted and dumped at over $6. I didn't sell my tokens early. If you look at my wallet, I bought $160,000 more worth of tokens around $3. So I'm constantly putting in, and we have people taking out, and the same people taking out are accusing myself of taking out and doing it at rates that are just unacceptable. So that's just not the case. Everything I do, it's for StarShip. I move my family across the country. I move them outside of mainland U.S. I have a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old, and then I have a wife. It's, imagine, I don't know how many people here have kids, but first, it's an impossible feat just to convince your wife to move away from family, and then to do that with kids that are under 2. It's just,
I don't think anyone can ever question your commitment, man. And anybody that
yeah, but
does, clearly is a fucking
do.
idiot.
People do question it, and I get accused for things that I didn't even do, and maybe I don't speak on those things. Maybe there's written agreements that state I can't talk about it. Maybe there's handshake agreements that say, I'm not going to, drag this into the spotlight. But, I don't think, I think one of the main purposes of me releasing that audio was to just be like, look, everything that's being said is bullshit. We see what everyone's doing. We see how everyone's acting. Like hornets in uproar. So, and every time we post, every time we walk into our community, every time we look at our coin market cap comment section, where the comments are coming from. You guys aren't slick. I mean, these guys aren't slick. We know where it's coming from, and I'm done with it. And I'm asking, once Beyond FOMO video comes out, once everything comes out, I'm asking for everyone to pay them back with the same respect that they provided us. Pay them back with the same respect. Post on their chat. Post on their coin market cap. Don't allow this stuff to happen. This is why crypto is so bad. Nobody thinks they need to operate business normally. They think, oh, I have the keys to a wallet so I can take money. That's not how it works. That's not how the business world works. You don't do that. It's not your money.
You can, and that's the bottom line to it. Just because you can, and using the line where you should have changed the keys. Yes, but look what happened when we did change the keys. The game was down for 38 hours, or close to.
But that's why he wanted us to change the keys.
Yeah,
it's a reoccurring thing. He could have not said anything. We could have slowly changed the keys. They could have not taken anything.
Yeah, that's right. Taking it because
if they're so innocent in taking what they've taken, if they're so innocent, then why act like how they've acted?
Yeah,
because they have to justify, their wrongdoings. That's plain and simple. It's a common play. So, and I said I wouldn't speak on this stuff before, but no. We're not doing that anymore. Keep up what's been going on, and I'm gonna keep on speaking. So, this incident, it needs to be something where we set an example, because I'm not ever gonna do it again. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. At first I was a little pessimistic, and I probably didn't agree. I know that ultimately it's not up to me, but personally, I'm speaking. But the more I think about it, and the more you think about everything that's gone on, and the way it's been done, and the underhand tactics of trying to fuck you over and fuck us all over, it's got to come to a stop. So.
Well, here's the thing: is they dumped all their tokens before, easily trackable on the blockchain, easily trackable. We know the wallets, so they dump all their tokens before, and we get stuck holding the bag. Once again, we're holding the bag. They're dumping their tokens. It's a reoccurring thing. And then let's divert everybody's attention over here, and Matt, tipped the homeless guy $1 instead of $2. He's an evil person. It's just like BS things. I was encouraged. The same people who are saying that we were what was the word that was used? Mismanaged funds. Was that the word, Stuart?
Yeah.
So same people who encouraged me to quote unquote mismanage my funds and invest in Starship Universe are the same people taking the product that we invested in and then saying that we mismanaged funds, which if you see the original contract, look at how much was supposed to go to buybacks on Kyanite. Look at how much was supposed to go to buybacks on Starship. We didn't even make that information public. We didn't want to. We can't advertise that information. It's not allowed to advertise that information. But if you think that I'm not going to do it just because I can't advertise it, then you're wrong. My whole goal and purpose is to do, what I think is best for Starship. And I'm not going to advertise what that is, but I think everybody can get the hint of it just by looking at that initial contract. Which, by the way, we would all be doing very well had everybody worked together, had nobody became greedy and started acting, how they acted. This all comes down to probably just that is greed. And we saw it the last time when we were at $120 million market cap. And we see it now when there's a potential for a big rally. It's just every time, this happens. It's unbelievable. And, I think we need to make more rules when we write our contracts. I don't think we should ever have partners anymore unless they've proven themselves for much longer than a month. I think we need to run a tighter ship, is what I'm saying. So.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things, and maybe you'll agree or disagree, but is to not have partners in our community chats, because then they sort of become fan favorites, if you like, and people will get hung up on almost on their every word, and they'll take everything they say as gospel. And if it does turn sour, which clearly it has on numerous occasions, that won't be allowed to happen anymore.
We've seen it. It happens so many times. The first 3 weeks we just started, you remember, Stuart, we lost half of our community and half of our team.
Yeah.
Then further along into it, we had like 1,800 people in the Spanish community. Our top holder was from Spain. Our original game developers were from Spain in that community. We lost our entire community, Spanish community. We lost the Telegram. We lost everything from one individual who, by the way, we encouraged and supported. We always try to elevate people. Oh, here's a platform. We want everyone to do well, and let's give them a platform, give them a voice. And every single time we get our arm bitten off. So, we need to be careful. Anybody who is in the chat shouldn't be on the team. Besides obviously Stuart's doing customer service, Ryan's been picking up a lot of weight, but we got to be careful about how we present them to the community, how we do those things, because the tides turn fast.
Yeah, and I think everyone that's there's 60 people listening, and I would say easily 99.9% of these people see the benefit and see the potential in Starship. The potential is massive. We do realize the potential. We recognize the potential, and we know where we want Starship to go. Not just as the game, but just Starship as a whole. And
I mean, look at like our most successful product, if you really think about it, is the art. Starship art was turned into an NFT. The NFTs sold before the game even sold. Before the game even launched, and it sold in the millions.
Yeah.
And and now we have the artists full time, and and what people don't know is we have a story. We have lore for all the planets. There's 100 creatures. There's trees. There's plants. There's heroes. You'll see some of your favorite admins who have been, honored by getting their own hero in our story. So we've honored different people. You guys see Faye, her picture is on one of our stickers, but there's a whole story that hasn't been released. There's a whole. We could make a book. We could make a comic book. We could put our art on a puzzle. We have a whole brand that is just undeveloped. Are we just a gaming company? Time will tell. But are we just an exchange? Time will tell. But I can tell you, right, we can be whatever the hell we want to be. But we do have, our best product right now since November is our art. And now our art is accompanied by a story and so much more art that's just unreleased. I was just on the phone with our COO, and the art is, the art that will be finished by the end of November is scheduled to release throughout the entire year of 2023. So what people don't realize is we were creating a story back in January. We were, creating descriptions and different things for heroes and creatures and everything else, and all that's coming together. That's a year. That's it. By January, that's a year's worth of effort that's going to be rolled out over the entire next year. I think it's incredible. So.
Yeah, it's real good news to have Carlos back. His art is amazing. Hopefully he might bring back the where he done the videos and just sort of forward through his drawing, from start to finish. The way he does his art is amazing. So that would be quite nice if he would be able to bring that back, because it's just amazing just how he gets to where he is. It's almost like Bob Ross. You look at it and at one point you're thinking, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden it's like, wow. It's absolutely unreal. I'm not an artist.
Yeah, and I don't know when this is on the pipeline. I haven't seen where we're fitting it in, but all of those cards for creatures that we're releasing, and there's creatures, heroes, there's, that's all going to be a playable game in an arena. The only way to get those NFTs is to farm the materials and craft them. So, I don't know when that will happen. Maybe it happens the first of the year, we roll it out, but we do have, our intentions are to release these creatures, not just as art. Obviously, we want for the play to earn people, as always, to earn from the collectors, to earn from the players, however much they can. But we're creating a brand, we're creating an ecosystem, and one way or another, everything ties together. So, and it hasn't stopped. I know things look bad right now, but I was here with StarShip from the beginning. I may have started as the person helping market it. We had another community, and we pointed and focused our community in the direction of StarShip. And, I think we started at 1/10 of a penny. We went to 43 cents. My partners sold their tokens. The people who we originally launched the contract with sold their tokens. I was the only one that, bought. The last time I bought was at 43 cents. So I constantly get dumped on by paper hands. But I held down to a penny. most of our team quit, and it looked rough. Next thing you know, within a few weeks, we're at $6.20, and we see where we're at now. It's a never-ending cycle, the market, and you got to work hard, no matter the ups or the downs, and that's what we do. Nothing. I don't care. Nothing's going to stop me from achieving this. And no one. It's plain and simple. It's not going to happen. Just stop trying. I don't understand why. I don't know if they see the challenge and trying to make me quit, and they do whatever they do to try to stop me. But I'm not stopping. Like I said from the beginning, this is my baby. People come and go, but I'm here to stay. So that's where I'm at. And Stuart, you've been here from day one. Andy, day one. There's not a lot of day ones out there. Asley, day one. And how good did it feel when we went to 1 penny, and next thing you know, we're at $6.20? How good did that feel?
Well,
I mean, how good did it feel not to abandon your team, not to betray your team?
yeah.
At the end of the day, we all have to meet our maker, and I'm going to meet mine with my head high. So, I make a commitment. I'm going to find a way to follow through with it. It might take a little longer than I expected, but mark my words, I will find a way. So that's where I'm at. So,
And I think the only thing that we really, really have to do is to learn the lessons. Because your commitment and your drive, like I said earlier, as far as I'm concerned, and most people are concerned, your commitment isn't under scrutiny at all. And we will get there. We've just got to stop giving people the ability to dump on us and think that it's okay. Because clearly we now know that there are people out there that will steal for the sake of stealing. We've been forced into doing things that
I'm actually really impressed sometimes how people can literally take from you and then turn around and call you a thief. It's amazing. It's amazing. So it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it.
No, and to be fair, we probably shouldn't waste any more time even thinking about it.
Well, I wouldn't call it a waste of time. I think we need to think of it more as it's a public spectacle and it's a necessary evil. I think we have to make an example. So unless some people reach out to me and start apologizing real quick, we got to make an example. So it's because if we would have made an example the first time it happened, it wouldn't have happened the second time. If we would have made an example the second time it happened, it wouldn't happen the third. It wouldn't happen the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. What is this? The seventh time community members tried this. Each time our community gets stronger and better. So, or not a community member, but a team member. So, at some point we have to decide, is it wasting time or are we saving time in the future? That's the question. Are we wasting time or are we saving time in the future? We hit at all angles. We have the Jason Beyond FOMO thing. He's getting all my texts. He's getting everything. We have the police getting involved. We're going at all angles. You got tax evasion? Good. We're doing that too. You're hiding money from your baby mama? Good. We're hitting that too. I don't give a damn. We make a full spectacle. So that's where I'm at. I got to tell you, if you think you're frustrated with what happened, imagine how I feel.
1,000%.
You can hear in the voice recordings, which one of these days, guys, I want to release all of our financials. One of these days, when it gets approved, I want it all released. I want everything released. Because since November, we have 1.8 something million dollars invested in this. $1.8 million since November. So if you think that you're frustrated, imagine how frustrated. I'm 1.8 million times more frustrated, probably. So, this may be a game for some people. This may just be a joke. It's no big deal. They didn't spend anything. Actually, they made money on the deal. And, this is just, I don't know. It's just fun. I don't know. I don't know how anybody would treat anybody like that and think it's acceptable. Or like Timmer likes to say, Timmer Davis, aka Saint, it's just business. It's just business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just business. I've said it multiple times. It's not just business. Don't ever say that to me. It's not just business. So anyways, we're going to keep working. Obviously, we're going to keep focusing on the positives, but we're not holding back. We're not holding back anymore. I strongly suggest some people start reaching out to me and apologizing and making things right, because I am not going to stop until either that happens or they're on their knees and they're begging me to stop. Please, Matt, stop coming at me, because I'm not stopping. And you guys got to know, I have everything I have put my mind to, I achieve. You do not want me to focus on you in any negative way. You do not want me to focus on you. So that's where I'm at, and I will achieve that. So.
And I think you need to do what you need to do. And again, personally, I support that action. But like you said, we need to focus on the positives. Focus on the community. Focus on the positive.
We will. I mean, like I said, everything is planned out for. Yeah. I think we're releasing all the grassland creatures just as like a feeler, a little test sample. But then, I mean, we go 100% beginning of the year, along with whatever else we've created for the release. Yeah. So, it's just not going to stop. I have a couple more things that are positive, but I'll save some things for announcements later. But if you thought we were
one little more out of you, one little more. If you've got a couple, you can share one with us, and you can still have one spare for another day.
I'm going to save it. I really think that we need to properly communicate and schedule our announcements. Most of our announcements are starting to get planned out. Months. A month or months in advance. Because here's the problem with our older announcements: is we didn't have the Medium articles already created. We didn't have the press releases created. We didn't have the advertising scheduled. And it was just like, oh, let's just do this influencer here, and then this Medium article there, and this thing there. Everything will be properly scheduled out. Like I said, the creatures have been in creation since January. The story has been in creation since January. The world builders have been active since January. And all of those things are going to roll out. I mean, I just spoke with our COO. It should be properly scheduled and rolled out. The first things, the test samples will roll out in October. I think October 3rd, we start to properly announce things. But we are scheduled for an entire year. Our socials will be scheduled out for an entire year. We're not going to be scrambling to get things situated anymore. So, proper scheduling, proper coordination.
Amazing, and that's exactly what we needed. Just organizing. I don't think anybody's passion, desire, will, determination, comes into question. It certainly doesn't for myself, and I know you and Ashley and Ryan and Andy. You know, there's a whole host of people, you know, that only want the best for us. You know, so it's going to happen.
It's not just that, though. It's not just that. You know, these actions against. I don't care if I'm the punching bag. I've always said I'll be in the ring. I'm okay with that. I'll take the fall. I'll fall on the sword. Whatever. I'm okay with that too. I'll take the blame. I'll do all that. But you know, these actions, they don't hurt just me. As much as you guys would love, not you guys, but some people would love to just hurt Matt. It doesn't just hurt Matt. It hurts, you know, families. It hurts friends. It hurts people in our community. There's a ripple effect with these things. So we need to decide: is that acceptable?
No,
And
it's not.
it's not acceptable. I mean, every time you don't speak out, how many more people get hurt because of it? Every time you don't say something, how many more people get hurt because of it? So I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
No. Because every time we come off the loser, always looking the bad guy out of it, and ultimately, you know, done not a great deal wrong by putting trust in the wrong people.
Well, this is the problem. Is our theory. So this is the problem. And maybe it's a problem, maybe it's not a problem. Maybe we just had bad luck. But I believe that you should be able to properly care for yourself, then your family, then your community. So it goes outwards. Like I said before, butterfly effect. But if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family, you can't take care of your community. So it's always been about elevating people. How many people have we elevated to positions where we ended up getting taken advantage of? And, you know, does that mean we can't elevate people? Does that mean that human nature just doesn't allow that? I don't know. But what I do know is every person that we've tried to elevate in the eyes of the community, it's, you know, devastated us later. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. But Ryan, you got anything? I know you're in the community all the time. You're on socials. You get it from every angle.
I did see a question just touching up on the devs also working on Universe. People were just confused. They didn't know if that was with us still or.
So they had a contract on the Universe backend before this thing fell apart. So I think they're trying to wrap that up. And once it's wrapped up, then we can discuss, you know, how we're moving forward. We already have our contract. You know, it's just getting it implemented. So they're still helping us. As you know, it took a couple of days to get the thing finalized after the keys changed. It took a few weeks even to get the keys changed. Finally, I did message Ashley and I said, I don't care if the game breaks down, change the keys. Like, we need to change them. And unfortunately, I said that after this hack thing happened. I hope that with the police and the FBI, we can, at the very least, get them to request the information on the account. I don't think that's going to be an issue. It's a lot easier to get things done when you approach them with attorneys and stuff like that. And we do have in-house counsel who, you know, you put a legal header on a letter, and it goes a lot further than a regular person. But yes, that is a concern. That is an issue, and it is, you know, being addressed.
I'll just reiterate for saw some general messages. Yeah, the devs are the same right now, but any of the work they're doing was decided before the split. So
Yeah. We shared a lot of resources. Marketing, we paid for. I think, how many posts did you say? It was like 70% of our posts were Starship Universe.
And yeah,
When-
I was pushing it. That was the main thing I was pushing at the time. You know, every day.
Yeah, so, you know, all of our posts, the creative work, a lot of that we were planning on putting into there. You know, the customer service, who we, you know, you guys know the customer service. They help onboard people with the game. They would monitor the chats. I mean, all of those things that, you know, help prop up the community, we were paying for, along with all the money we paid for development. So, you know, we're definitely getting shafted on this deal. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's all going to work itself out. I'm positive that if you do things right, you know, you act accordingly, it will work out. People, you know, the truth will come to light. You know, people will see the reality of the situation. So,
And as far as other questions, we opened a forum channel, so anyone can post questions there, and then every Friday we'll round them up and try and get them answered for you.
yep. And guys, you know, I'm super positive about the future. You know, I may talk about a negative incident, and you know, I might get a little bass in my voice because of it. But you know, I wake up every day, you know, bright and early. I think I woke up at 4:30 a.m. today. I go to sleep late at night. I'm happy. You know, anytime I'm building and creating and or at least trying to, it's just a positive thing. I love it. It's so exciting. I look forward to waking up every day, and I try to, you know, do it until my eyes can't stay open anymore. But you know, I know that we haven't been present, but we have been very active. And one thing that I didn't want to do is, I know that you're tired of hearing things that potentially might happen. And I say might because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it hasn't happened yet. I don't think it ever will. I wanted to get to a point where every time I do come and speak in the community, I have something tangible that you can take with you. I don't want to just be empty words or hot air. So today, you know, the goal was, obviously we had the issues the other day, but you know, I wanted to bring the ATM thing to you, and my goal is that every time I do come and speak to the community and go on beyond FOMO or whatever we do moving forward, my goal is that I have something to bring to you. I don't want to be just words or hot air. So that, you know, I hope that you see that, and moving forward, I hope that I can build your trust so that you expect that. Each time I come, I want you to expect something special. So, do we have any questions?
I'm just clearing up some of the dev stuff. They were wondering if it was a third-party dev that we both used. I'm thinking no. It was our NFT devs that we've had, right?
Yeah, it's our StarShip NFT developers.
Okay.
So,
and they're working in
yeah.
tandem between the two projects until that contract is completed, and then we'll have them full-time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we haven't had, I mean, I know you guys feel neglected. I feel neglected too, because we haven't been the focus of their attention. And, you know, I don't know what extra work was put on them since the separation. I don't know if that is, you know, a part of the coordinated effort against us. I don't know. You know, it's not that difficult to sway people's hearts and minds, you know, if that's your intentions. So I don't know what's been said to them. I don't know. When I talk to them, they say they stay out of politics. They don't want to get involved. So, let's hope that holds true. And if not, we are exploring other options because I'd never want to be dependent on one person or one company ever. So, and by the way, I know everybody loves Primate. He is, he's got a particular skill set, and we all see, his work in action, and he is helping us with the onboarding process of our in-house developers, and everything that everything we're trying to do to build out the in-house team. So he does have a hand and a role in that. So that's incredible too.
Yeah, thank you, Primate. Huge source of goodness for the community. Did we want to take any questions from people raising their hands? Maybe like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, Primate put his hand up to come up.
Oh, I invited him. I've dragged him up here.
But another thing is, I'm not going to get into some shouting match with anybody. So be respectful. If you got questions, that's fine. I'll answer any questions. But you get out of line, we will remove you.
Very, very quickly. No one's here to be abused.
All right, so feel free to raise your hand. We'll get you up here. We'll do 5 or 6 of them.
We've got Muffin Whisperer. They've got their hand up.
All right, let's see if they come on. Anyone else, feel free to raise your hand. Just click the hand button. Get you up here.
Hello?
Hey, we
Hello?
Can you hear me, guys? Yeah?
Yep.
Yes, mate. Yep.
I just checked. I've been with StarShip for 504 days. Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
So, I'm one of the one of the guys that's been around from the beginning as well. I think, with what's been happening, etc., the one thing I'm noticing from the outside looking in is that Discord has become extremely toxic. And I just wondered if it was possible for more so-called police officers to be saying, I know Andy does his best. There's a few of you guys that do your best, but it's just, it's become impossible.
It's a fine line, and I'm 100% okay with, putting them in timeout, making it. I mean, we can actually make a timeout room. We can let all the toxic people, fester in a dark corner of Discord.
I think that's a brilliant idea. That's exactly what I was thinking earlier today, Matthew, is that, at the end of the day, people like Andy, people like Carrie, Shooty and all the rest of them, they need some sort of power because they're not getting any respect. They asked them to keep it civil, and it continues. And quite frankly, as an investor, as we all are here, I'm so tired of hearing crap. It's absolute crap. I'm asking you to resign and all this bullshit. I'm sorry, I do not want you to resign, Matthew. If you resign, then a lot of people will leave. So I know you're here for the long haul. So good man. And indeed, a lot of you are. Stuart has been here for ages. Ryan, I can name you all. But at the same time, that because of what's been going on, if this kind of toxic atmosphere isn't curbed, any new investor is just going to walk straight away from it.
Yeah.
So
Andy,
I think it's a perfect idea.
Yeah, Andy, Carrie, Charles, Stuart, you guys have, I don't control that. If you guys feel like you need to make a timeout room and start adding people into it, then I am 100% supportive of that. But I don't have a hand in. One thing that you guys should know is there is a lot of separation of power. I know it looks like Matt makes all the decisions, but in our admin chat today, I said, ban him. Andy asked, I said, I don't care if you banned him. It doesn't bother me any. And Carrie and Charles, they, voiced their opinion against it. And they said,
if I could add something here, we just redid how we do bans, because you got to realize at the end of the day they are your customer. You know, you don't just want to ban them entirely from your products. We have a ban voting system. As long as 3 admins agree on a ban, we'll do it.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I think timeout is a good, answer to it,
Never
because a timeout allows the person to just calm down. It allows the other person to calm down. Banning, I think you're absolutely right, Ryan. It's kind of too extreme. But there should be timeouts where it's like, the admins can sense the atmosphere. It's like it's not going according to how things should be. And I really do believe that there's a lot of people that feel like me. I don't know for a fact, but it's how I feel.
You'll get
Yeah.
people that will then start accusing the admin of having god powers, silencing the community.
you would be amazed. Certain people have been banned, and I get the blame for everything. I get death threats on Twitter, in my inbox. I get them in my DMs on Telegram. It's unbelievable. So
I've got
they don't like to be
doing.
banned. They love to troll. It's you hear them complain about it.
Okay, I'll do
I
it
stay
then.
out of it. I stay completely out of it. If you guys want to ban them, ban them. But we got to let the community manage it.
Yeah, I would say we'll look towards timeouts, maybe just quick
Yeah.
couple hours.
Okay,
timeout.
thanks, guys, and well done,
Yeah.
everybody. Is all I can say. Seriously, well done.
And back to the separation of power. I don't send payments unless it's from my personal account to people. That's usually me paying out of pocket. I don't hold keys. I didn't hold the StarShip contract keys until November of last year. I didn't hold any keys for the game until August, when the situation happened and I had to upload some more blends and stuff. The only owner key I've held is StarShip NFTs. So you got to have separation of power. I don't believe any power should ever be centralized. Now, yes, anytime something happens, I know, the CEO gets blamed for everything. And anytime something good happens, they get credit for nothing, blamed for everything. But understand that there's proper separation of powers here. And I think that that's a positive thing, even though sometimes one person can be corrupted and things can go south. There's a reason why we didn't have ownership or control over the Starship Universe wallet. There's a reason why Aslay holds the money, and originally, just so you guys know, my names were the only ones on the businesses. So in order to make everybody comfortable, until Aslay can get in a location that Aslay can get into a location where he can actually own a business that has that deals in blockchain technologies, because it's basically like illegal in Norway. I was the only one with my name on the business. So and he held the funds, and he managed the paying people. I mean, every employee that we have will tell you that Aslay made the payments to people. So, and even our investments, our goal in the beginning of the year was to add more utility to Kyanite. And we looked at the GDD for NFT, and we said, okay, it's not going to have the battling and the things that we want until next year. And this is in January. So we're like, well, hell, we need something fast. You can, you can see the original contract with Timmer. That was supposed to be something fast. Every time it would get close to launch, something else would come up. So, and the can would keep getting kicked. And the next thing you know, it's, we're going to pay for it out of SSU land sales. And then all of a sudden it's, I'm not going to pay for those things. And then it's, I want more equity, or I'm not launching, or I want this or that. And we slowly got, pushed into a corner. And, but yes, we do have a lot of separations. So I don't mind taking the blame for everything, but maybe a good explainer of how things are structured would do the community wonders, and kind of offset a little bit of that frustration you have. I don't know if you guys heard me.
Yes, we did. Yep. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Anybody next?
Got animated punks. We got Girl done.
I was gonna say I'll ask a couple questions here in a little bit here, Matt. But appreciate you popping up here, and I'll let Primate do his thing. He was up here first, so.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. Will I wait for Primate or should I go?
Do your thing. I heard you almost burned your space station.
No, I was joking. How can I burn the station? I believe in this project, and this is what I've been telling to everyone. If you guys continue to build and to work, it cannot fail if you are staying here with us.
We're not going
And
nowhere, man.
that's great to hear. And it's awesome to have you here to have this communication and transparency. And I think now is the best time to build and develop things, because projects which are building and developing now, when the bull come, they will be the most who will profit off. And you guys have a nice strategy, game, community, and all those people who are here, I think they're very loyal and committed. That's why Animated Punks decided to invest and to use StarShip NFT as our first planet to invest the funds and to share the revenue from the stations with the holders and to be involved in this project, because we think you guys have a strong team vision, aligns with us, and we want to go here and be part of this growth.
I love it. I heard you're doing a.
Yes, guys?
I heard you're doing a Bit Hotel promotion. They reached out to me and said that you're doing something with them.
Yes. I've got an interview with Bit Hotel too. Those are some great guys. They have some very nice developer team and expert, and they have very good opportunities if you want to make very sophisticated contracts. So I
That's
think
awesome.
Animated Punks will need something like this, because we want to be more involved in Web3 and to build in this area. I've discussed with them about the marketplace, how to integrate, how to have our own marketplace for the game for NFTs, and they have gave us a very good price and show us some examples. So those guys really rock with the chains.
Oh, so they're developers too. I didn't know that.
Yes, they have a very strong developer team. They showed me what they did, and they told me they can make a smart contract similar to OpenSea with no glitches, and showed me something they built, and I was very impressed, and I liked it.
Nice. Well, that's awesome, man. I appreciate your support, and I see you doing your thing. I might be quiet, but I definitely appreciate it.
Yes, we are building on the Station 9 with the Alpha Origins, and there we want to keep it for the Animated Punks community. We will organize some giveaways, some promoting, and we need to get more people in. I have some questions about you, if it's all right.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just
Um,
going to jump in, and I was going to say, now we're sort of past some of this junk. Your two stations up there as my top priorities to be able to get the art changed in them, and everything like that. So I'm hoping that that's all going to be done within the next 3 or 4 days or so.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm very excited about it.
No worries.
Yes, I cannot wait to share the design with the community and the mega giveaway.
Yeah.
We got some packs, some parts, which is awesome.
Yeah, but like I said, that's up there as my top priority to get that rectified, and get that changed over the next couple of days. So I think I've already got the artwork, but I will confer with you, not in a chat here, and just verify that I have got everything up to date and everything like that, and then we'll move along and get everything sorted out.
That's awesome to hear. But by the way, I want to share with you guys my honest opinion. I think that Starship in the future will skyrocket, and we will remind about these days like an experience when everyone will be good and how we are the early supporters and the community who helped building the project. Because I think the strong community makes a great project.
Yeah,
I agree. There's nothing sweeter. Trust me. I mean, when we were at 1 cent and then we went to 6.20, there was no
Yeah.
better feeling. It's like an addiction. Because you have all these people saying you can't, you can't, you can't, and then once you do, and I can't explain the feeling, but I know I want to feel it again. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and guess what?
The
Everybody
achievement.
who's talking crap, they all disappear. And then they just wait for the next dip and they pop their heads out and start running their mouths again. It's incredible, but it is definitely addicting. So if anybody hasn't felt that yet, just wait. Just wait. You'll see. It's a beautiful thing.
Indeed, it is. I also know a bit too. I have a question. We want to share from the Station 9 the half of the kyanite from the station with our alien animated banks holders. Is there any way to do the distribution automatically based on the revenue they shared proportionally, or we have to do it manually?
I can see if we can work something into the contract. Is it people who own planets, or is it people
So
who
yes,
own?
also planets and ships, and we were thinking because also other communities I think do the same. They have NFT collections as we have NFT collections, and who owns an NFT and mines or have a planet or sells ships, they will get the proportionate revenue based on the NFT owned from that kyanite. And maybe you guys can do it automatically on the smart contract, so we know everyone how much minted, and we know how to make 50% from the station automatically shared proportionally to them.
Okay, if anybody can help you with that, that would be great. Our resources are going to be completely tied up probably until January. But I will put it on my list, and if you don't get to it before I do, then I'll work it in, because I know that's
I
something
think
that
it will be
a lot
better
of people
for
have
you.
asked for. Yeah.
Yes, I think many people would love this. Our developer can do this on the Ether smart contract, so I don't know how it works with Kyanite and Wax.
But basically, yeah, we'll work it out. I can work with you on
Yes,
it.
for the future utility, I think it will be awesome. Till that, I think we will have to do it manually, but in the future, if you do it automatically, I think more planet owner will do it, stations owners.
Yep.
And we want now to invest more in the project and also in the Starship NFT coin and to upgrade the ships and to have for our community. Do you guys have like a forecast? When do you think things will go up or better?
I'm not allowed to give forecasts on the token value, but I could give you a sneak peek on our roadmap if you want.
Yes,
Which
actually,
it's scheduled out for the entire next year. So I don't know when we're going to release it, but we should start releasing these things soon. I would say like October-ish. So
all right, that sounds great. And what would you say to the people who wants now to invest into the Starship about their investments? For example, we at Animated Punks, we want to gather some funds and we want to invest more. And what do you suggest or can tell us? For example, we want to share about with the community. We do this investment to help us with this and to make some announcements.
yeah, so we have a legal counsel, and we are literally, I'll get in so much trouble if I start talking about investments and financial advice, and we could lose our legal opinion because of it. There's a lot of things that I'm not allowed to say regarding that, but I can tell you that we're still building, and we're not going to stop. So.
All right, that's great to hear that you guys are still building. Yes, that's my personal opinion too. As long as you are here and still building, I see this project will remain successful.
Yes, thank you.
Calvin, you're amazing.
One final question. I want to get my community involved more to play into this game. Alpha Origins helps me with onboarding session, and they are great. But do you think you can guys make a simplified version of the guide or something to help them better?
Uh,
There are many
yeah,
steps to do, and it's so much. But also, it's interesting for people who love chains and things.
yeah. So we did talk about, making it easier. We talked about pairing Starship and Kyanite, and then just making it so you only have to hold Kyanite to play the game. And we still do our liquidity pool things with Starship. But we were hoping to roll that out after the arena thing comes out. So as soon as the arena battles are out and you guys are mining the resources to get the cards, and you're battling each other for Kyanite backed NFTs. Once that happens, I think we could discuss making the login process a lot easier.
Oh, that's great to hear. It will be awesome for the future. Till that, we are grateful to Alpha Origin who helps us. And
Yeah.
we want to use the revenue share from the Station 9 we have with Alpha Origins to share with our animated punks holders. Is it possible to pair Kynite to APC and we will do then the distribution automatically?
Yeah, we can pair Kyanite with it. We can pair Starship with it. You have your own token then.
Yes, we have our own token. So how
Yeah.
will it work and what should I know about this?
We'll create a liquidity pairing for Kyanite on Alcor. We haven't done the bridge to Wax yet, but I think they were looking at the Alien Worlds teleport thing and seeing if we could work that in. But if we do work it in for Starship, then because you're on Wax, or are you on what chain?
We will be on Binance.
Okay, well, I can definitely pair Starship with you on Binance.
All right, that's awesome to hear. I'm very excited about this, and I will speak with the developer team about that. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And wish you best of luck with this, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Right on. Am I next? I finally got home. I just got home. Was taking my boy to a occupational therapy session. He's got something going on with his hand, so finally got home and situated in the basement. What's up, everyone? Tyler.
I think he's in front of you. If you can just mute yourself for another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll let you go later on.
Okay.
No, I'm yeah.
I'm here, man. I'm here. Yeah. But no, yeah, seriously, yeah. What's going on, guys? It's Jared. For those of you who don't know, one of the founding members over at Alpha Origins. Big supporter of Starship. But we own 3 space stations, and we've strategically partnered with projects. We're partnered up with Station 7. We got Cyber Hornets with Preston and the team over there. In Station 8, we're partnered up with Kanto, the Lavahead Guild. They're a big, one of the bigger guilds in TCG world, so they got some big things planned up with their build out in TCG world, and maybe it can funnel into Starship somehow in the future. And then Station 9, we're partnered up with Catlin and the team from Animated Punk. So we feel like we got some very strong communities, very well-centered communities that have been in the space now for quite some time, and we're looking forward to working with and kind of champion their brands through Starship. So, I just want to say, you guys, like we're fully supportive of what you guys are doing. Like you guys literally had a nuclear bomb dropped on you multiple times, and you guys keep pushing forward. And that's the one thing, like myself and a bunch of the members on our team, like. And all of these partnerships that we're with, like we're still bullish. Like obviously the optics don't look the greatest, but at the end of the day, you guys keep building, right? And that's one thing that gets us super excited, right? So it's just
Imagine the optics when we push through this. It's better than someone who just has instant success, I guess, right?
Well, it's the thing, right? Like you look at GameFi, you look at projects in 3.0 during the bear, you just see one, and like every other day, projects die or they rug or this or that. You guys have literally been through the Holocaust, let's say, of the NFT space, and you got like multiple times, and you guys still persist and still continue to
What I
grow.
would say is our team is full of warriors. I mean, I think Andy's he works for the military too. So, but yeah, we have
Well,
soldiers on our
no.
team. They don't stop at all.
Yeah, like, and for sure, right? And like, I think the more that we get, these strong communities and, like the player base that, is here and has been here since the beginning, like there's a lot of, people that believe in the product, they believe in the long-term vision. That's why we're all still here. Projects, they have their ups and downs. Hell, we've had them in ours, right? It's every project has that, and it's how they deal with those circumstances and those trials and tribulations that makes them come out as a stronger. It's it sets the tone, right? And I feel like you guys have just continued to punch and fight and just keep building. Man, if you can't get bullish behind what you guys are trying to do, it's insane. It's like not financial advice, but I don't know. I've been DCAing all the way in. Like my first buy of StarShip was that $3.20. And I just bought
I
and
saw our
bought
cost average
and
all
bought.
the way up.
Yeah. So like that was when it was starting to come down from 6. I bought in at 320, right? That like I was in Pluto
Yeah.
Alliance, and through Pluto Alliance, that's where a bunch of us at Alpha Origins kind of came from and had this idea to, buy a station or whatever. And then it ended up, working into the 3 stations we currently have, and hell, we will probably buy another 3 stations in the future too, right? So it's we'll see what happens, right? But we're very much looking forward to seeing what you guys have in the works. But I do have a couple questions I want to ask Matt and team.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
So one thing that we've kind of talked about, that's kind of one thing that kind of intrigues us is like now, with these changes and the focus being put back on NFT and not having Starship Universe, right? Obviously we all feel like and realize that there was a lot of bandwidth put towards Universe with the anticipation of Starship Token and Kyanite really being utilized in that platform. Since we don't have that platform really to work with anymore and it's all back on NFT, like is there any way or reason for maybe wanting to change up the structure of ship rarity based on like Starship token held? Like I know one thing we kind of talked about, maybe having a brainstorm, was having kyanite, like staking kyanite in order to get ship frames.
So we
You
will
know what I
switch
mean?
it. We will switch it to kyanite. Will be the main one staked. But that would be after the arena gets implemented, because the arena will actually generate money for the rewards pool and for Starship. So that's going to be. I would say I'm not going to put a timeline on it, but I really would love to see it come out in January. So
yeah, it's just it's one thing that's kind of like, again, I don't want to. I'm not pitching another project or anything, but like when you look at like other projects and kind of see what they do, like there's a project called Alluvium. If any of you don't know about it, it's a very interesting play to earn that is coming out. It's kind of like a Pokemon based kind of style of game where you kind of wager ETH to win more ETH, right? Like but you have these alluviums or alluvatars or whatever, right? So but their main token in the game isn't something that you use in game. It's the token, and then you can stake the token, and you get rev distribution and blah blah blah. But one interesting thing is like like the Starship token could maybe just be Starship token, and it's a placeholder for the brand, right? And then like that in-game token, that's what you can kind of use it's a utility for that token, right? So it's just kind of something we thought about, and maybe, I don't know, just for consideration. But
yeah, I'm on board with it, because the goal was never to just have holders. I mean, yes, we want to create utility for the Starship token, but really the long-term plan is the liquidity pools. I know a lot of people don't fully understand that, but after let's say 10 years, our liquidity pools should be pretty significant. At some point in time, you won't need a business, you won't need utility for the token. if the pools are locked and burned, like I think those tokens, we have some tokens that are locked till for 100 years, and then we have like 90 something or 90 or 87% of our supply is or our LP tokens are burned, so nobody can withdraw the money. It's you have to either buy it or sell it, and makes me think too that for Kai and I, the second we recover that liquidity pool, I'm burning those. Oh, I didn't know that there was even LP tokens for that, but I'm burning them. They are getting burned, so no one's going to be able to access that ever again. So
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like, once those liquidity pools are established, right? Like that's going to be it's going to,
well, I found a
cement
DEX.
Starship, right?
DEX that will have, because at some point we're going to remove the tax on Starship, and then I found a DEX that will do a 1% fee, 1% liquidity fee, and they don't charge anything. So,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's actually, by the way, it's Radio Shack. They're going to do a 1% fee on all of our liquidity pools. So each time we create a new pool, it'll be done through their DEX, and they'll put a 1% fee on it. And I did the math on like a 0.17% fee with PancakeSwap, and you could see a pool increase by 30 to 100% every year with a 1% trade volume to market cap. So I would love to see what happens with a 1% liquidity add and no token tax, and people actually trading the token, and not like it is now. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see.
I'm just gonna
It's in the
Yeah,
future,
for sure.
real quick. I'm running out of hard drive space. We probably got about 5 more minutes on the recording. So if you want anything recorded, make sure to raise your hand and get up here.
Okay, I'll ask my other question really quick. Do we have a timeline on expected graphics updates or UI updates in the game, or are we waiting for these devs to finish up with the Starship Universe portion before they jump back on?
So Primate did get access to front end. Maybe we could have him come up here, and he does
Nice.
have some. Yeah, he does have some. What did he call it? He called it something. I don't want to say life changing. Here, I'll let Primate speak on it. What were the changes that you're going to do?
Man, if you get his website stuff into the game, that is huge.
Hi guys.
That should have happened forever ago.
Hey, Primate, how you doing?
So I've been suggesting to Matt a raft of what I called quality of life changes. So there's a lot of changes I'm preparing into a list right now, which are big impacts to the community, but fairly easy to implement. So I'm going to work with Matt and either myself or the current devs and start pipelining these into the game. We've got task management set up. We're planning out the next few weeks as we speak. So, yeah, we'll be getting those features to you.
I love it. Thank you.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to touch base with you, Primate, but I got a couple that really just a couple of UI changes I would love to see changed in the game. I think that would really make the user experience a little better. Well, not a little better, a lot better. So I'll have to touch base with you.
Yeah, touch base with me. I'm managing the task list at the minute. My plan
Perfect.
is basically going to sign everything off, and I'm going to help him manage that list.
Perfect.
I was gonna say I saw a pay it forward. You've been waiting for about 10 minutes. You have a question?
Yeah,
I heard you for a sec. There you go. Yeah, I can hear you.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, my question is, I didn't even know my mic was on the whole time. If you answered this, I missed the first 20 minutes. Just a real basic question. I invested in the wax and some properties with the Starship Universe. I'm very interested in the metaverse component of whatever game is developed. So just a general question, what the status is with my investments in property there, and moving forward, Is this branching to a different project? Are they taking on that portion of it? Are you guys still sort of in charge of that? And when in the roadmap
As far
could
as the
we
plots,
expect
you
a
mean?
meta?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they're separated from us one way or another, and they are doing a refund on the plots. So that should be done at some point. It should have already been done, but it'll be done at some point. And as soon as it is, we'll post the information about it, to the community. But it will be a refund. And if you choose to continue the investment in whatever that is going to be named, then you can repurchase the plots that they have over there.
I was gonna say, I think the timeline is by the end of the year, at least, for refunds.
you will still be developing a metaverse gaming component under StarShip?
So StarShip NFT, there's in our plan is we have an arena, card game arena. We have our story that we're integrating. There's each planet you're supposed to be able to build on those planets, and we're building a whole gaming element. But I wouldn't expect those things to be 100% final or complete or anytime until probably mid next year. So
Are you guys actually looking to integrate the planet idea? Oh, that is so sexy.
yeah, it's actually not that difficult. And we already had the planets 3D designed. So they're smaller planets, but everybody's gonna own their own planet and they can build on it whatever they want. So I don't know when it will be implemented, but I wouldn't even ask for it. Just let's leave it at that. And arena first, for sure.
I like it.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think I'm gonna cut the recording now before my computer explodes.
Excellent. Well, guys, I'm going to let everybody go, and I will see you next week on here because I do have another update that's coming pretty soon. So let's reconvene next week, and we have a place, what is it, the forum, where we're going to start having people ask questions?
Yep, so we have a forum channel right under the Honeycomb setup channel now, and right around general. So if you have any questions, put them in that forum post. We'll get them to Matt or the right person.
I want to say thanks to everybody who's reached out and offered their support. I showed some of the messages on Telegram, and we heard some of our partners speak today, Animated Punks, Alpha Origins, and that's the real reason why we do it. It's as long as we have at least some of your support, there's no better feeling when you're working for someone else and you're trying to help people, and I feel like that when I go to work every day, and I feel like that because of your support. So I definitely appreciate it, and I want to say thank you. So.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Matt and Stuart and Ryan. You guys keep building, keep your, let us deal with the fun in the Discord. You guys just keep building. I do like that idea that you guys are talking about having enforcing a little bit of a stronger system for the Discord, but yeah, that's up to you guys either way.
I do love, the structure that we have. We have all these space station owners. Some of them are more less active than others, but there's no centralized business who manages the community of, let's say, Bitcoin or Litecoin. There's communities that have kind of surrounded themselves around that digital asset, and that's kind of what the goal was. When we first came up with this idea, and I think we're starting to see that. We see, Animated Punks still working, even though we have all of these things happening. We see Alpha Origins, Lava Heads, I mean, it's incredible. I think if you want to focus on the positive, that is definitely something that's very positive. How does that look in 10 years from now? You have people like StarShip Gang. I know they're going to own a space station soon. You have Crafty Crypto. We have people in our community who are creating videos. We've never even made an arrangement with Crafty. We never made an arrangement with Beats. Beats, he's with StarShip Gang. He's just comes in and he starts creating content. Crafty creating content. Primate creating content. It's, we have a beautiful thing here. StarShip is not Matt Albright. That's something that needs to get out of people's heads. You don't like me, fine. But I want this to live beyond me. And those people that I mentioned, those are the ones who are going to take this to the next level. They're going to make it live beyond us. Yes, we need to get our solid foundation situated, but I mean, look at what we have, and it's a bear market, and they're still performing. We have some amazing, beautiful people here. So, there's negatives, but do your best to acknowledge some of those things at the very least. I will take off,
Yeah,
and I
with
appreciate
that-
you guys coming. Thank you. End it with that, right, Ryan?
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Same spot right here. Maybe the channel will have a different name, but yeah, we'll try to keep this consistent. I think it's good.
Is this like going to be a weekly thing moving forward, you guys? Because man, that would be, if you guys do weekly, hell, even bi-weekly would be awesome. But if you're doing it weekly, that's amazing.
I'm here when Matt's
Yeah,
here.
I know a lot of the community would prefer weekly, and I'm okay with it. We were scrambling to fill the holes and the gaps, and I know I wanted to do monthly on FOMO, but I guess we could come in here and chat once a week too. It would be good for us.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be big news every time either, just to get the community together. And hear
Shoot
you
the
is a
shit
good thing.
session.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you for your time, you guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Talk to you soon.